Hi everybody! So I was just on Instagram Live and I thought that it was only fitting to let Facebook know all the great stuff I was talking about on Instagram Live. Sometimes I do that. I start Instagram Live and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna send something short, and then it's like, no, 20 minutes later, you're still talking about all the stuff that's happening. So, what I'm just going to talk about tonight is all the stuff that's happening. So, for those who've been keeping up with my journey, I finished my degree, my master's. I graduated with distinction, which was a major honor. Had really no clue if it was going to happen, and it did, and that's all that matters. That all the hard work I put in and all the work I did in research and the blood and the sweat and the tears and the difficult internship, it all worked out in the end. So hip hip hooray for me, and hip hip hooray for anybody else who has been doing these long-winded projects, long-winded studies, and you're like, when is it going to end, and am I going to finish, and am I going to finish on top? So rest assured, just keep putting in that work. Trust me, it will come through. Right. So I want to apologize to everybody. I know that I put out a poll to see if persons wanted me to do a psycho analysis or looking at like how I reviewed 13 Reasons Why. I'm still supposed to do 13 Reasons Why 2, and I didn't get to do it yet, but I'm still working on it. I do not have a Netflix right now, so if anybody wants to lend me the Netflix, by all means, you can message me and let me know. 2, I was going to do a psychoanalysis of Haunting of Hill House. A lot of people seem to be watching that right now. I watched it when I was in Barbados, and I started and finished the series in like 3 days. It's super intense. It's super amazing. So definitely, if you haven't watched it and you like a little bit of a scare, but it's definitely like a psycho thriller. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of layers in there, and I really like the message. And it's just like an onion. I just love how they have made the story so fluid and complex. Right, so gonna be doing an analysis of that, gonna do an assessment of that, do a video on that, as well as Insatiable. For those who haven't seen, Insatiable is a really great series as well. So I'm promised to get those done by November. Of course, there is still the monthly live, so do send me suggestions of what y'all would like us to talk about in our live session this month. In November, the last we did was narcissism. So if you missed that, by all means, check me out at Rizacan mental health, and you'll see the playlist there, and there's about 15 videos now, and so check out all the old videos, check out some of the interviews, and definitely see what you missed out on that topic. I think the last count I saw was like 1,300 people had viewed it within like 2 days. So I think that was like amazing, which really does say to me that we definitely have a high level of narcissism, or that we're exposed to high levels of narcissism in at least our society and Guyanese society. But I mean, I have tons of non-Guyanese friends and acquaintances who watch my stuff, so thank you all for supporting me, especially if you're not Guyanese. But mental health is global, so I appreciate the support. So, on to updates. Now, why I've been so busy is because I am the on-call psychologist for SASOD Guyana, for those who didn't know. I also am the interim coordinator for the SWAG, which is the SASOD Women's Arm Guyana. And so we do work with LBT women, so lesbians, bisexuals, and transsexual persons, women. And so we are doing empowerment sessions. For those who missed that, I did a empowerment session on relationships in September, and then I did women's mental health in October. So this month in November, we'll be doing trans misogyny and hate crimes, and then in December we'll have a whole different topic. I will not be facilitating this one, but by all means, if you are interested in understanding the world of trans persons, then you are more than welcome to join us at the SASOD office in Duncan Street. And you will see posters coming out in the next week or two pertaining to that. So my clients have me busy, Swag has me busy. What also I am working on is, as of tomorrow, for those who are Guyanese and those who may know, Dr. McCrae is a psychiatrist and she works out of Woodlands Hospital. And Dr. McCrae will be away for a month, and she has asked me to fill in for the month while she's gone in her office. So I'll be taking over Dr. McCrae's office in Woodlands during the time that she's away. And so I'll be looking at any new clients that come in or any of her current clients that may need some extra support while she's away. And so the procedure for that is that if you do not meet the criteria to come and see me as SASOT, which is someone who is within the LGBT community, someone who may have LGBTQ related issues, if it is that you don't meet that criteria, if you do, by all means, call SASOT and come in and see me there. If it is that you don't, you can call Woodlands, and there's a doctor there who's handling the booking and seeing any of her new clients. So if you come and you say, look, I'm having anxiety, I'm having depression, I'm having suicidal thoughts, I would like to see the psychologist who's taken over Dr. McCrae. Her name is Miss Raisa Khan. And so what will happen is you'll come in, she might assess you, she might want to see if there's something medication can help. But if it is that she feels that you should be doing more psychotherapy and counseling, she will refer you to me. So that's how that's going, which is a major opportunity. I feel completely humbled and honestly surprised that a seasoned psychologist like Dr. McCrae would ask me to help. And we are really looking to do some stuff long term. So it won't just be a month. There are other training activities that we have planned that she will be seeking my support on, and I'm super excited for that. So that's Woodlands. So we got SASOT and Swag, Woodlands, and of course the videos running all through the month of November. And then we have a new development, well, not new, semi-new. When I first came back to Guyana, I was like, you know what, I really want to do a radio station or a radio program geared towards mental health. And so that kind of went on the back burner for a little while. And then it came back up because I did some radio stuff. And I remember how much I like radio. And so what we'd be doing is kind of doubling up. And so we would do film video footage and live streaming of the radio station material, so we'd be able to get to the grassroots, so get to Essequibo, get to Bartica. I was listening to the radio this morning, and there was a one calling from Bartica and Parika, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want people in Essequibo. I want people in Baramita. I want people in let them to be listening to my program. So I'm not necessarily looking for a popular station, but I'm looking for a station that gets far. So by all means, if there's persons in the media, whether it be television or radio, who would like to have me on to discuss any topics around mental health or social issues or social justice, or suicide, by all means, make contact with me, message me, and we can have a discussion. So that's the radio stuff we're trying to pick back up. Fifth is I will be also be setting up a Facebook page, a Facebook group perhaps, but a page for now, geared towards my mental health work. So all the videos that are on YouTube, that if you go to YouTube, you can see them there, but now they're going to be here in this group this page we're going to develop, as well as sometimes I have persons who see a lot of my material I post out. All the material that I've posted out for the past 3 years is moving over there. If you want to see my empirical research that I've done, by all means, check me on LinkedIn as well. I have all my empirical research that I've done and papers that I've written while I was doing my master's. So you can always check that out. So the Facebook page will have all the upcoming conferences and presentations I'll be making, because I've done like 1 or 2 presentations here on top of like SASOT stuff. And people were like, well, when next are you speaking? And I'm like, well, how do I let you know this? Because I'm not really giving out my number for confidentiality reasons and for my own mental health and person's mental health. That's why I'm telling people, like, contact SASOT, contact Woodlands, contact me directly if you need me to come and do a home visit for therapy. So I am encouraging persons to check out the page once it's live, and it'll have tons of different information. It'll have when my next conferences are. So 2 conferences that I'm doing, I'll announce them now, is on the 15th of November. I am speaking at a presentation called Respect You, and it is talking about domestic violence in women and children. And then I'm doing another conference a week later on the 22nd for the EU on femicide and gender-based violence and violence overall, basically. And we will be including the men in this to some extent, so please don't feel that we're only looking at domestic violence from a women's point of view and looking at women as solely as the victims. I do believe that there are women and males who are both perpetrators of violence, and not just violence, but any form of abuse, whether it be emotional or verbal. So by all means, if I can get information on how you can be a part of that, I will try and get it back to you all. So if you want to attend the conferences, or if you just want to be able to know where's the link to watch the videos at a later date, I can do that as well. There's 2 last things, but I can't really talk about them because they're not fully confirmed just yet, but they're huge, massive. 2 things that I have been joking about, one of which I was joking about, and the other one, dogs, and the other one is something that I just always cared about and always liked, and I was like, I don't think this would ever really happen. Well, every time I think I'm gonna leave Guyana, I'm like, okay, I'll spend 6 months, I'll spend 9 months, now it's like, I might have to spend like 2 years in Guyana before I hit the road again, because there's just so many things that are happening, and I swear, like, it's been such a humbling experience. Every week I've been home, I've gotten job opportunities, or like people suggesting videos for me to do, or being asked by like Miss World Guyana to be in her video that goes to China talking about mental health and why like coping mechanisms in sports and sports mental health and sports psychology is so important, and these things. It was just amazing. And every week, like, a new opportunity to be a panelist or be at a conference, and I'm just overwhelmed. I can't believe it. Like, I am just so happy that the sacrifice I took in going to Barbados, and the monetary sacrifice and the mental sacrifice and being away from my family and missing, like the first year of my nephew's life, and it's all coming back. It's just all coming back. And sometimes I feel like we get so clouded by the overwhelming feelings that we can't see that in the long run there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to encourage everyone that if you are working on a dream or working on a goal, make it bite-sized and work every step of the way towards that. And by all means, if you need support, if you need help, message me, call me, whatever the case may be, and I will be there to support you. I will be there to help you. Having a fundraiser, talk to me. Want to know how to get into the program I was in? Talk to me. Want to talk, when you need therapy? Talk to me. I'm not saying I'm the end-all be-all, but I would hopefully be able to at least guide you in the right direction, even if it's away from my services, because maybe you need some psychiatric help, or maybe you need medication that I can't provide. So by all means, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been on this journey with me, and everyone who's been patient with me when you're waiting for the videos, or when you have questions, or when sometimes I take 24 hours to be like, yeah, come by the office in 2 days, I can see you there. So please, 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 if you know persons who need therapy and they cannot come out of their home, let me know, and I will make attempts to meet them in their own home. And as well as if there are persons who would like to be seen at Woodlands, call Woodlands. And if you can meet the criteria for SASOD, by all means, come by SASOD, because I'm there 3 days a week, and I love to see my clients. Even the hard ones. That's just what's amazing about this field, that once you're really passionate about something, it's just a part of the process. It's just a part of the learning curve, and I learn almost every day from my clients, and I'm challenged by research and all these great things. Anyway, now I'm just rambling, but I just want to say thank you and let you all know what's happening in my world, and to keep trying and pushing and keep going. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who is congratulating me and who stayed on this and all these great things. But message me if you need some help. Message me about suggestions on what our November live mental health yourself video should be. I really need a name for those videos, so maybe we should do a little poll for as well to figure out what should the videos be, because I always am like, hey, welcome to Mental Health Live. So I'm also looking for a little feedback on that as well. Any feedback on making the page like active and participatory or just easy to use, I welcome those as well. All of that jazz. So just message me. And thank you everyone, and I will see you very, very soon on live. Bye.